everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I'm with Sew Yours. As you can see by the title of this video, we are doing something a little bit different today. We're not doing anything with bag making or sewing. From time to time, I enjoy making wreaths, and it's been about a year since I've gone ahead and made a wreath. And when I pulled out my fall decor this year and I took a look at my wreath, I realized it was time for me to go ahead and update that wreath that I made a few years back because I've gotten a lot better since then. So I just thought today I would go ahead and film myself making the wreath. You guys could watch along. I have sped up a lot of the video so you guys don't have to sit there for the 45 minutes that I did go ahead and film the video and watch every single step of it, because it is kind of monotonous, and I am also just doing a lot of thought process and trying things out on the wreath form. So I think you're going to like the video. I'm going to go ahead first off and kind of explain what I do when I make my wreaths, the supplies that we need, and then we'll just go ahead and play some music while you go ahead and watch the footage. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know in the comments box below. I am not any kind of professional wreath maker. I just do it for fun here and there for myself, but I just wanted to share something different with you on the channel today, because sometimes we need a break from sewing and do something else. So let's go ahead and take a look at the wreath that I've had on my door for the last few fall seasons. And this is the wreath. Now, when I made this wreath, I was very, very proud of it. I thought it was gorgeous. And now I think it's kind of sorry looking. It's drab. It doesn't have the texture. It doesn't have any visual interest. I think that a lot of these floral stems were purchased at Walmart and even probably Dollar Tree. The wreath form itself, which is a grapevine wreath, was purchased at Walmart, which I still get all of my wreath forms from them because they are the cheapest as far as price goes. And let me show you what we are making in the video today. So this is my new fall wreath. And in my opinion, I think I've gotten a lot better at it. I really enjoy the large bow that I have right here, along with the burlap bow that I put behind it. And so you just have to trust the process in wreath making. As I was making this wreath today and filming it for you, I was actually second guessing myself, and I was like, what am I thinking here? I thought it was way too much orange. Wasn't very happy with it. The original ribbons that I was thinking that I was going to go ahead and use kind of looked drab, and until I found this burlap ribbon in my stash and paired it with the gingham, or I should say the buffalo check, that really made a huge difference. And the overall outcome I am very pleased with. I will show you at the end of the video what this wreath looks like on my door. If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know in the comments box below. And while I do have a Facebook group all designated for sewing, I will be making a post in the group sharing this video. And I would love to see in the comments of that particular post photos of any wreaths that you have made, or any wreaths that you're going to go ahead and make after you watch this video today. Every wreath can be completely different, so I look forward to seeing what you make. Thank you so much for watching, and let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go ahead and begin by talking about all the supplies that you're going to need to make your fall wreath, or any wreath for that matter. I like a grapevine wreath, so I picked this form up at Walmart, and I really like this one. I think they've gotten even better with their grapevine wreaths. I haven't made one for about a year now, and I really like all the little curly cues, and then they actually added some faux grapevine pieces. They might actually be real. I think they're real. So you need a wreath form. This was about $7 at Walmart. Next, you're going to need your floral stems. I purchased these, I believe, at 50% off at Hobby Lobby last night. And I'll go ahead and show you each of the pieces. And I do want to point out that making a wreath is quite costly. So when you're shopping for handmade wreaths, and they're $125 to say $165, please note that like I said, it's quite costly to go ahead and make a wreath. All of the supplies that I am going to show you that I purchased last night at the Hobby Lobby and Walmart, that ended up costing about $61. And that, again, was with the sale prices. So very expensive to make a wreath. It takes about an hour, so you don't have a lot of time involved in making them. But it is also expensive to ship the wreath. And a lot of times when you're purchasing a handmade wreath from Etsy, they offer the free shipping. So they're not making a lot of profit, just kind of like with bag making, not a lot of profit there, but it's kind of like a hobby or a small business that you're doing it because you love doing what you do. So with that said, I'll go ahead and point out the original prices of all of these stems right here. Again, I think these were 50% off. A couple of these might have been 40% off. I can't remember. So here we've got 2 stems that I purchased at $7.99. These are going to be my focal pieces, my focal flowers. So these 2, and I think I'm going to stick a bow in between these 2 pieces. And then I am going to add 2 smaller ones right here. These are $6.99 each on either side of the large one. I like to have some sort of flowing floral stems on my wreath so they can kind of drape down around the sides of the wreath. So I picked these 2 up. And these are $7.99 each. Everything that I'm showing you that I purchased, I may or may not use the entire portion of the stems. So I might have some left over, or I may not even use all pieces. I could either return them if I wanted to, but I live about 30 minutes away. It's not worth it. I just put it in my stash for another wreath or project that I'm doing. I picked this up at $15.99. This is going to add a lot of great texture. And then another piece that I picked up for some texture. This one was $6.99. Then I purchased 2 different ribbons. I had envisioned doing this with the buffalo check ribbon, and then like a, I can't think of the name of it, but more of like a natural brown ribbon that kind of mimics this color right here. But I could not find at all, either at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, the ribbon that I wanted to pair with this one. But I also found this one here at Hobby Lobby, which might just do just as good. Instead of having 2 different ribbons, I'll just make a nice bow out of this one, which is like a plaid, brown and cream colors. So I think that would look really nice. So in the video, you'll see me making probably both bows or a few different bows and trying them out to see what I like on the wreath. So this was $9.99. And this one was $5.99. And again, I won't be using both of them. I also wasn't sure what I had on hand, but I did find this in my stash, so I might just end up returning the buffalo check. I pulled out some other ones that could potentially work. I think this will be too much orange though, but this is an orange burlap ribbon that does have the wire on the sides. Another potential is some of this gingham ribbon right here. This was a bow I had made in the past and deconstructed. And another couple of options that could work if I decide to go ahead and go with them are these. And I also have a smaller buffalo check ribbon that I picked up at Dollar Tree quite some time ago. You are going to need a couple of zip ties. Since I moved into the studio, I have not been able to find my zip ties. I haven't made any wreaths since I moved in here. So my husband graciously gave me his stash to pull from. So I've got a variety of zip ties, but I'll probably go with the smallest ones and probably the white color. We'll see. You're going to need a couple of tools. These here are for cutting the wire stems. So my husband also gave me these because I cannot find mine from when I was making wreaths in the past. So you'll need something to cut your wire stems. You're going to need a lot of glue sticks. So I've got my pack of glue sticks here. You're also going to need a glue gun, which I've got my glue gun. And this is a little tray I picked up at Dollar Tree. I like to just keep that there so that whenever the glue's spilling out, it just runs on the tray and not on my cutting mat. I also threw my old cutting mat up on my table instead of using my good one that I do in my YouTube videos for the bag making videos. So I've got my old mat right here to protect my surface. And that looks to be it. So let's go ahead and begin making the wreath. I'll tell you quickly kind of my process, because what I think I'm going to do is just add some background music. You guys can listen to the music while you watch me make this wreath, because there's not a lot to be said whenever I'm making it. It's pretty self-explanatory. So my process is I take my wreath form here. I begin by cutting off my floral stems here, and then I start to lay them around the wreath however I want them to be. Not using my glue yet. I just kind of lay everything out. Once I'm happy with that, and I also go ahead and make my bow, or I might make several bows to kind of see what I like. I'll lay that into place. And once I've done that, it's time to go ahead and glue everything into place, and I'll zip tie the bow to the wreath form itself. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So enjoy watching. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments box below. I am by no means an expert at making wreaths. I enjoy it as a hobby. Self-taught, haven't even really watched very many videos on making wreaths, so I just kind of do what I like to do. I like a more simplified wreath. I'm not big on the ones that have everything on them and they're completely covered. I like to be able to see some of my wreath form. So I generally do kind of like a C shape on my wreath, or maybe come up just a little bit further right here, and I'll put all of the focus with all the floral stems in the bow right here, and then leave this exposed so you can see all of the nice texture from the grapevine wreath. Let's go ahead and get started. And here is my fall wreath for the next 2 to 5 years, or until I get bored with this one and want to make a new one. I am so pleased with how it came out. I think it even came out better than I had envisioned it. One of the things that I didn't plan on that was a happy little find was this 5.5-inch burlap ribbon that I found in my stash. When I tried the brown and cream ribbon right here, I just felt like it was too drab. There was not enough contrast and it kind of got lost. So I went ahead and, like I said, went and found in my stash this burlap ribbon. And I think the two complement each other. They're not competing with each other. Gives different textures and adds that pop that the wreath needs, because there is a lot of orange going on with the wreath. I went ahead and used some of the leaves in between the flowers right here to break up a lot of that orange. As you can see in the video, I lifted up my wreath many, many times as I was making it, because when it's down here on a flat surface, it looks a lot different than when it is actually up on your front door. So you want to make sure that you are not missing anything around the outside edges or the top. So make sure you're picking it up, looking at it, adding your pieces. Also turning it as you're making the wreath is a good idea as well. So let's go ahead and take her over to my front door and you can see what she looks like. Oh yeah, and one last thing I wanted to show you was what I was left with out of all of the items I purchased last night. So here is all that I have left. So I didn't use the ribbon like I mentioned. So I've got the ribbon and I have these leaves left from my stems. All of my stems that I used up. And I only have this left. So I only used about half of what was there. So I think I planned it out perfectly. I didn't overbuy and I didn't underbuy. So. All right, there you have it. That is my fall wreath hanging on my front door. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments box below. Thank you so much for watching and happy fall.